Hi guys, and welcome back to another video and an update on our GR Yaris. We have been through a few exhausts on this, but Akrapovic, who I'm sure need no introduction, have finally released their titanium exhaust for this model. And I'm looking forward to getting it on the car. I have heard a few sound clips, but the proof will be in the pudding when I hear it with my own ears. So let's get the stock exhaust off. We'll compare the two in terms of weight and design, and then we'll get some sound clips for you. Now Aston has taken the stock Yaris exhaust off. We can take a look at it in comparison with the Akrapovic. We have weighed it and it is exactly as Acra state. It is 5.6 kgs lighter than the stock system. So this is comparing the full Acra to the full stock system. The tailpipes are around 100 mil. They're a bit difficult to measure because they taper, but I really like the design on the inside. It looks really cool and very different to anything else I've seen on the market. The standard tailpipes are around 85 mil. And I think the rear of this car actually does need a bigger tailpipe. It will really suit the chunky nature of the car. This splits the back boxes into two resonators on each side. It has a resonator here which matches the stock one. And the front pipe, this is the GPF, and the Acra deletes that and it puts the tuned resonator in place. And I'm thinking this is where the magic happens in terms of the sound tone, because from the videos it sounds very different to every other exhaust that we've had, because all the other exhausts do very much sound like a 3-cylinder engine. So I'm hoping it takes that rough tone out a little bit. But let's get this on the car so we can see what it sounds like. Now the exhaust is fitted to the car, we can take a closer look at the tailpipes, which are very different to anything I've seen, but they suit the nature of the car really well. Yaris is quite chunky at the rear, so it does need some chunky tailpipes, and these are definitely chunky. It's got two parts, so the outer sleeve here, which has got a nice sort of bevel detail around the side. The Acra logo is just poking out from the diffuser, so you know it's an Akrapovic. You can see the titanium color, and I really like this inner sleeve with these details scalloped into the tailpipe. I haven't seen anything like this for a while, and it really suits the car and gives it a very different look. The exhaust itself, when you buy an Acra you are paying a premium, but it does fit. There's no adjustment on this exhaust and it fits absolutely perfectly, and as I mentioned before, it's quite lightweight compared to the stock system. But what I'm more interested in is how does it sound. So let's take it out on the road and check it out. The exhaust looks great. It weighs a lot less than a standard one, but more importantly, what does it sound like? Let's find out. actually got a really nice tone. I was a bit concerned on idle and start up, it had that very rough 3-cylinder sound, but you can hear that further you go up the rev range, the smoother the sound gets. They've done a really good job on this exhaust. Sounds very much like a race or WRC car, and it's even got some like loud cracks when you come off the rev limiter. Feels just as eager as it did with the other exhaust, so we were close to 300 horsepower with just the Venturi intake and a full exhaust system, so we're probably around that, if not a little bit more. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way that sounds, and just generally still love this car. It did come as an Venturi development car, and we've done really well with that intake, and we've just kept the car because we love it so much. I don't think there's anything out there at the moment that provides you with this kind of driving experience. Yes, we have made a few tweaks to make it ours, but even out of the box it's still really good. But the Akrapovic exhaust is a really good complement to the Venturi intake. I think they're two very high class products. So you've got the intake noises from the front and the Acra noises out of the rear. So as you're building up through the revs, it does sound a little bit rough between 2000 and 4000 RPM. You've still got that 3-cylinder kind of mistimed sound, but the further up the rev range you get, the better the sound gets. So that's it, slightly lower down the RPM range. And there, and then there, you can just hear the note changes. And in terms of normal driving, like on part throttle, it doesn't drone, so you can drive the car in traffic if you want, or on the motorway. You're not really going to have a big issue, which is always a concern when you're going for a slightly louder exhaust. But the stock exhaust on this car is so quiet, it literally makes no sound whatsoever. If you hear it going from the outside, it's like, does it even have an engine? Cruising at 50 miles an hour, there's zero drone in here. Go up to 5th, same. I'm actually really impressed. As I mentioned before, the Akrapovic is expensive. It's not a cheap system, but you get what you pay for. It's titanium, it's a lot lighter than stock, the design's good, it fits really well. And we waited a long time for these. We had it on order for a good 6 months before it arrived, but it's worth the wait. I think this will be the last exhaust that we fit to this car. So that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed the sound difference that Akrapovic exhaust has made. We do have some of these in stock, so if you're interested in one for your Yaris, please give us a shout. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to join the conversation, please drop a comment below and we'll try our best to respond to you. If you want to watch more of this project, you can do so over here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you might like from our other content, you can do so over here.